The coronavirus has driven demand for masks to an all-time high.
Fears over the coronavirus have led to the scarcity of masks worldwide.
Hospital systems have been sounding the alarm,
struggling with their limited supplies of masks.
Third-party online retailers are jacking up prices.
Market manipulation is widespread.
Price gouging, hoarding, and a slow federal response have all led to a deadly mask shortage.
New York is seeing people needing to reuse masks because there's not enough. First of all, we want to stay healthy so we can continue caring for people that are getting sick.
To help fill this gap, companies that normally make clothing, mattresses, and footwear have started making masks.
I think it is heartening to see a social movement like this where we're solving the problem.
We followed two companies, one big and one small, as they stopped normal production and changed factories over to make face masks. They did it all in a matter of days, and they're taking a financial hit to donate masks where they're needed most.
Here's people putting themselves at risk, but to not have a face mask and realizing that I could get these made pretty quickly, I really didn't have to think about it. It was just like an automatic. Let's chip in.
At two New Balance factories, shoe production came to a halt mid-March. About 130 factory workers stayed behind to begin production on face masks full-time.
It really has united everybody to really step up and do whatever they can.
But New Balance is a shoe company. It had never made masks before.
The team that we have, they're experts at footwear. And so as we looked at the design options, we wanted to leverage the equipment that we have in place because really time and quality were of the essence.
On March 20th, New Balance partnered with scientists from MIT to design a mask prototype. In that design, they used the same no-sew fabric that makes up New Balance's shoes. And for the strap,
it has curly elastic lace straps that hold the mask.
That came from one of New Balance's old shoes, too.
It provides the ability to tighten the mask so that you can actually pull those straps forward and it pushes the mask onto your face.
Within 3 days, New Balance had made it from design to 3D model prototype. Then came setting up the production lines. The trickiest part, physical distancing. A restriction they'd never had to face on the factory floor before.
Creating the social distance between our pieces of equipment, how we moved the product to make sure that we weren't within 6 feet of each other was number one. And it obviously enlarged the footprint, but we certainly have enough space to handle it. Masks, gowns, covering garments, hair bonnets, and obviously gloves all were important PPE that we wanted to provide to them.
While the distancing restrictions were new, the machines weren't.
The design leverages our computer-controlled cutting equipment that we already have on the shop floor, and it also leverages our heat press capabilities that we have. Those pieces of equipment are used in our usual footwear production, so our associates didn't require additional training.
Thanks to all of that, New Balance was able to get the manufacturing line up and running in just 7 days. And its mask production has kept 130 people working. Over in New Jersey, a smaller company has a similar story. Eclipse International usually makes mattresses, but lost more than half its business when mattress stores closed down.
Supplies are a major issue. PPE, gloves, gowns, masks.
When the governor said that they were being gouged on pricing on masks, that's what really spurred me on to get involved. This is our mask. Why don't you model it, Joe? So that fits nice and snug.
Like New Balance, Eclipse could use machines it already had.
We're a sewing operation, so we have a lot of sewing machines. We even had some of our employees bringing in home sewing machines so that we could build the capacity.
Both companies could even source materials for their masks from their normal suppliers.
Because we do make so much product here in the U.S., we have a solid pipeline of material sources. So it's about a mix of 50-50, typical footwear fabrics and materials, as well as a couple of new fabrics, obviously, for the filtration.
The materials that are used to make masks, some of which are in my daily manufacturing of mattresses, I realized that if I put some effort into it, I could figure out a way to make masks.
Eclipse's workers are also stepping up. 20% of Stewart's team is working full-time on face masks. Altogether, Eclipse made 38,000 masks in just the first round of productions. The company donated all of them to New Jersey hospitals and the local police department.
Selling a mask for $1 to $4 is not going to make or break my company, so I'd rather donate them.
New Balance is currently on track to make 100,000 masks per week. The company's deciding between donating them to Boston area hospitals or selling them at break-even prices to the Maine and Massachusetts governor's offices. Either way, the company's not planning to make any profit. Both these companies moved from design to production in record time to make life-saving face masks quickly. The only downside to that pace? Certification.
I'm sure if it was tested, it would test favorably. However, we don't have the luxury of time.
Neither Eclipse nor New Balance's masks are FDA approved, but they can still help in preventing the spread of COVID-19.
Where I see a lot of utility, though, in those masks is helping protect people outside of healthcare. Grocery store clerks, bank tellers, people that are considered part of essential businesses.
Doctors like Val hope that by making more masks like these available for the general public, it'll free up the bigger masks, like the N95 respirators, for the frontline healthcare workers who really need them.
U.S. manufacturing really is a crown jewel of the country, and leveraging that to solve a national crisis is pretty darn inspiring.
There's no doubt, even one mask on a person in the emergency room that they didn't have is a help. I'm prepared and I'm keeping the flow of materials here and the people employed so that if they're needed in our area, we'll continue making them until they're not needed anymore.